Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the 5Marks Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am your host for this evening. I am Karma. Welcome back for another week. This is going to be a tough episode, lads. We've got about 40 different people joining us
What do you
here
mean?
today,
There's
so it's going to take
five
about
marks
20
here.
minutes.
It's the 5 Marks podcast.
Look, we've got 6 people joining us today, and one of them is my. Well, I still don't know what way to
Yeah,
introduce
you
you,
haven't
but anyway,
figured that one out, have you?
introduce yourself.
I am the lovely as always, Mr. Martin 115, the guy who just quit the 5 Marks last week. So yeah, back even though it was on last week's episode 2.
Gallatini should be here in about 15 minutes to kick you off anyway, so it should be fine.
No, we're on good terms now.
Yeah,
You made up, yeah?
Just
Just about.
Won't be if
we're
he
also
steals your
trying-
job.
if you, where's my sign? Where's that sign that fucking the social elite ripped up?
We're also joined by another original Mark and Mr. Emmett. Emmett, say hello to the people.
Howdy doody. Back for my 5th episode out of the 52-week calendar year. I'm catching back up finally.
You know what? You actually look like Matthew Bullis Smith at the moment with the turtleneck and the hair.
Yeah, I'll grow it out now.
Just put on the D4 exit now.
Oh, just gonna go down for a few highlights with boys. Cheering on, Fikra, my men.
There you go. You're already in. There you go.
Who needs Paul
Sorry,
Join the
Tracy?
club.
Let me reverse that. And the new member of the Social League, Mr. Emmett. We're also joined by a guest that has been with us here before, and it is the golden one, the tribal chief himself, Mr. Robert Gould. Robert, how are we doing?
Not too bad, guys. How are we doing? Are we all looking forward to OTT 4-day extravaganza?
I am for my one day.
Yeah, one day is a lot, but
The one day
that
wonder.
are doing it 4 days. Yeah.
One day wonder.
We're also joined by another guest that has joined us over the last couple of weeks, Mr. Dean. Dean, how are we doing?
Oh, are we?
He's back. Back
I'm
again.
Sadly.
Sadly. There goes
are
our
also-
viewership.
Man, a few words. It's like, how's it going?
You're like Joe now.
Well, yeah. Wait till this ends and you can't shut him up then. It's hilarious. We're also joined by a very good friend of the podcast, the man who has joined us a couple of times here before, Mr. Niall Foxy. Foxy, how are we doing today?
I am doing good. I'm looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun.
It's
You want to
right.
say for your 4 days next week?
No. Let's be honest. No.
And we are also joined by a very new guest today, Mr. Ryan. Ryan, how are you doing?
I'm doing very good yourself.
Tipping away, as always, tipping away. Look, Ryan, we're going to kick this off with you especially, and we're going to ask you the same question that we ask every new guest. What was your first wrestling memory?
I probably want to say Mania 24 is the first one I ever watched.
God, I'm
I like
old.
it. Yeah. If you're old, I
That was my first Mania. That's the first Mania I ever watched. Was 24.
You were 17 was my first, so that'll tell you the difference. Like, Ryan, tell us about your background there. You've got some interesting pictures there up all around you.
They're just all the 8x10s from the shows I went to. So you can probably see the RVD, the Martina one, and then I have a few others from the live event 20 years ago. There's one with Beth Phoenix and Dolph as well, one with Beth Phoenix and Dolph Ziggler, and then the Balor Twins as well.
Oh, very good. Was that your first kind of live show of WWE?
2010 SmackDown.
Interesting.
Oh, SmackDown.
And tell us, I might as well. It's always SmackDown. I don't know what it is, but I might as well ask you as well. What was your first Irish wrestling memory?
It was OTT Scrapper 6.
Good show. Yeah,
was
very
that
good show.
not your first one, or was it 7?
Mine was 7.
Oh, okay. So which one was
Ryan
this
was-
year?
Ryan's
This year
was
was 8,
mine
was
was
it?
Yeah.
Okay, see, I'm behind when it comes to Scrapper Manias.
It's all good. It's all good. But look, as you're all probably more than aware, the OTT 90-year anniversary is coming up this weekend.
What? It is?
It's been released. It is indeed.
I didn't know that.
Jesus! Best go get my tickets.
I only found out about 10 minutes ago, so like, it is.
Foxy told us.
We've got October 27 in Wolves, we've got October 28 in Dublin, we've got October 29 in Belfast, and I believe October 30th in Wexford. So we are going to go through each of the cards and just kind of get a feeler of our own opinions on it and stuff like that. I, how are we all excited for it? Are we all looking forward to it? How are we all feeling?
Yeah.
There's some pretty
Really
stacked
can't
wait.
cards. There's some pretty
Really
stacked cards for these shows. Some interesting wrestlers coming over as well. So just even your general feelings on the. I know some of you are doing the 4 shows. Some of us are doing the 1 show. So just your general opinions. We'll go with Martin.
Pretty exciting. Like this kind of like going to OTT events this year. Like this will be like the 1-year anniversary for me because I don't really count the school show. That wasn't OTT at all. So like the 8th anniversary of my first one. So I think this year's card is it's shaping up to probably one of the best. I want to go back to one thing that I said 2 weeks ago on the podcast about, because obviously we had the clashing of 2 little things. I kind of jinxed that, and now Ireland are out of the rugby. So I'm even more excited now.
Yeah, it's true, in fairness. It's true. It's a bit of a downer that Ireland got eliminated. It very much is. But at least we get to enjoy some wrestling now as well. Emmett, we'll go to you next for your kind of general opinions on the 4 shows.
Like, to be fair with you, like the way each card is shaping up looks really, really good. The one thing that me and Martin were actually like semi-debating this before the Hard Knock show there recently, as to what's going to main event Dublin, and we still can't figure out if it's going to be Biku and Mox or if it's going to be Debbie and Martina in the ladder match. And like Martin made a very, very good point that like it probably should be Debbie and Martina, given like it's a long haul storyline to homegrown talents and everything like this. At the same time, I can see Biku and Mox headlining the show as well. It's really hard to call it. As the days have gone on since the show and everything like this, I'm more kind of inclined to agree with Martin that it should be Debbie and Martina. But like, I don't. If either headlines are going to be happy out anyway because of a massive Biku mark and everything like this. But it's the only show I'm making. It's out of the 4 and everything like this because of work and everything like that. And I'm absolutely excited for it. What I'm actually looking forward to the most will be a week later getting to watch the shows back to back on OTT on demand. That'll be a busy few evenings now. We're trying to catch up, and when we inevitably try and do this, but reviewing all 4 shows in like 1 episode, which is just not going to happen.
It won't go very well, but hopefully, maybe. We will get into that Debbie Keitel Martina match there in a little bit. I want to kind of talk a few bits about it. Rob, how many shows are you going to?
Look, it's looking likely it's just going to be the 2. As I say, the Dublin on the Saturday and the Belfast on the Sunday. Look, it's going to be shaping up to be some weekend across, obviously Wolves, Dublin and Belfast and obviously Wexford on the Monday. But I think, obviously, with the latter match, I think obviously there's so much build up with that. I think that's going to be one of the matches of the weekend.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely agree, 100%. I'm going to go to Dean and Ryan together because I know the 2 of you are doing the 4 shows. Is that correct?
I'm only doing 3.
I'm doing
You're doing
4.
3.
Yeah,
3.
because
Okay,
I'm
we'll
back
go
to
to you.
work and then off to Milan then, so.
100%. We'll go to you, so
technically
Ryan.
5 shows. Sorry, go on. I was interrupting.
I was going to say, I'll go to you, so Ryan. What 3 shows are you going to, and how excited are you for the shows?
I'm going to the Wolves. I'm going to the Wolves at Dublin and Belfast show. Probably on the Wolves show, I'm probably most interested in the tag match because there are 2 great teams I wanted to see for Joe to book more, but the demand might not be too high for them here in Ireland.
Yeah.
Interesting, yeah. Dean, you are doing the 4 shows. You madman. How excited?
I'm excited for the shows, not as excited for the travel.
Yeah, that's kind of fair. That's kind of fair.
He's going to love not sleeping.
Yeah, the Wolves show is going to be unreal. That venue on Wolves is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
It's a venue that I'm very excited to get to. I was actually going to plan on do it this year, but just things got in the way. So hopefully for Scrapper.
And then I can't wait to see Omari get the piss beaten out of him by the Grizzly Young Veterans because
just keeping this up.
Yeah, just to see that, it's gonna be great seeing Gibson.
Awful, I did it. We're going to get into that a little bit more later on as well. And I believe this guy has the hardest job out of anybody on these 4 shows. Foxy, they're doing 4 shows, refereeing 4 shows. Are you looking forward to it? Are you excited?
I am. No, in all honesty, yes, I'm really excited about it because, again, this is it's 9th year anniversary. It's one of our biggest like weekends of the year, and I mean, like I've been there since day one, so like it's just it's madness to see how far we've come, really. But the cards are getting getting to be super stacked, and pretty much pick a winner. You'll get a great fucking card. So I'm excited. Not excited for the travel, but like still.
Yeah, Tuesday morning might not feel great, like, but you know, you get through that. I do want to ask you though, like you've been there since day one as well. So to see how far OTT have come on the 9th year anniversary, and like I know for a long time they were doing Dublin and Belfast, to add in now Wolves, Wexford, and even the Milan show that's coming up as well. Like it's just booming at the moment.
It is like because even in our like early like OTT, like Belfast wasn't always there. We didn't always have like a Belfast like a 2 day event. It was just a singular like event. It was like, and then it slowly progressed. We started doing shows in Belfast, and then we started having it as a 2 day like event. And now Wolves like last year, it just which the Hangar is a fantastic venue. Like what Dean said, it just like I'd always heard stories about it that you're gonna love it. It's a great venue, and sure enough, when I first seen it, I was like, this is like it is in a legitimate like hangar, and the size is just absolutely perfect for wrestling because you have so much room to play with. It's like a blank canvas. Like you can lay out everything whatever way you want and still have so much room to spare to lay out for like crowds or otherwise. So that was a fantastic addition. And we've had Wexford for Jenny Mac like for a fair few years now. Like it's just that it's only in this year that we've started really advertising it as an official 4th day. But again, we love doing Wexford because it's a fun show. It's a drastic difference to what a Belfast show would be in terms of tone. It's not recorded, so it gives us a great chance to refresh ourselves and try out new ideas that you might not necessarily see on a show, or test out new people or new gimmicks on a show, in a different context. And plus, the people that run the Spiegel tent, they look after us every year. It just gets better and better. Like it, it's we have a hard time saying no to it because we love doing those shows. It's a lot of fun for us. So to have it be we're advertising it as like as I said, the official 4th day. It's that great opportunity. Is you never know. You never know what could happen. So you need to go see it because it's not going to be recorded. So everyone be desperate on the Tuesdays. Like, what happened yesterday? What happened? Like, who was there? I need it. I need the results. It's like, you won't know. You have to be there.
Foxy pays attention to me on the forums, I see.
Yeah.
Look, we're going to get into that Wolves show first, and I'm going to mention the matches as I have them written down here, and I'm kind of going to go to everybody and get your opinion on the match. If we are running a bit tight for time, we might speed that up and going to go to one person every now and again.
We'll grind.
We'll go for it. So look, Wolves, October 27th, I believe, in the Hangar in Wolves. We're going to kick it off with Sunshine Machine versus Lycos Gym, and we're going to go to Martin for that one.
Why can't we just book Lycos Gym in Dublin, please? Like, I want to see Kid Lycos for probably a year now. I think the first he was booked for 8 year, wasn't he? Because I think that was the first time I saw him was the Wolverhampton show last year. And fucking hell, I've been following him whether it's in progress. I think he No, he wasn't at Rev Pro. I thought he was at Rev Pro. He wasn't. But I would have booked over in fucking Dublin, so I could just be like, "Oh my god, I saw him."
We've had him in the past. We've had
In the
like
Tivoli.
those.
I wasn't.
We had him in the
watching
stadium.
it.
But we had him in the Tivoli as well. Him, Brooks, and Banks.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We had him in the Tivoli, but we also had him in the stadium as well. They were against the Kings in the stadium. But yeah, like I've been a fan of Lycos for years now. Like always top notch, nice human being. Also brings out really sick fucking merch as well, which it's hard to get your hands on because he's been very smart. He just does it at the shows, which you got to get it. You got to get it when it's there. But we had him on the Wolverhampton show, and I was more just flabbergasted by why don't we have the two of them? Like they're here. Like both of them are here. Why can't we get them both? And finally it's happening. And not only that, they're going against another team that I'm a big fan of, which is Sunshine Machine. I love TK and Mambo. Like so fun to be around. Yeah, like no, I'm excited for that tag match. Like that's a match that I'm excited to see.
I know you're reffing it, so you could probably rig it. But who would you like to see win, Foxy?
People always try to put me in this situation.
Who are you gonna do a fast count for?
I don't do fast counts. I do things fairly. I'm an impartial referee. I'm an impartial referee.
Fuck, so I remember the fast count.
I'm an impartial referee.
You're not going to make it past Wolverhampton, Dean, if you keep going on.
No, but like in all seriousness, though, like both teams are ridiculously talented. Like they're so good, entertaining. It could literally go either way, and that's why like I don't really care who wins because everyone's going to benefit from it. Like that's how good these two teams are. So the fact that we finally have them both in an OTT ring, that's going to be a great match.
It's kind of what I was going to say as well. Like this is a tag team I would have loved to have seen in Dublin. Would have loved to have seen it. They're two fantastic teams. But I have that feeling with that Wolves crowd as well. That match will get over even more in Wolves than it might have even in Dublin. But hopefully it's something down the line we can get to see in Dublin. But really, really looking forward to that one. Ryan, we'll go to you on your opinions on that match.
Me, I think it's just going to burn the house down. That'll be the open match, I think. That's just me. And again, I can't pick either side because both teams are great.
They're both fantastic, really. They're both unbelievable. Dean?
Just give me 2 seconds.
I see them go he's like, I'm going to sneak away. And then you're like, Dean, shit.
Right.
Mr. Robert Orr.
Oh, yeah, we're going to go to Rob.
So I've only seen the Lycos gym, so I'm not sure about the other team, but I know how good that they are, and that I've seen them a couple of times in that, and they are phenomenal, and that. So I would go with them because I don't know about the other team, but from what I gather, it sounds as if this is going to be a hell of a match to witness.
Should be unbelievable, in fairness. And we go back to Dean.
Love both teams. Love TK Cooper so much. Bloke's honestly one of the nicest people ever meet. So is Lycos. They're all such genuine people when you walk up to them. So friendly, so nice. So, but I do hope Lycos Jim wins. So,
my man.
Emmett.
I am blissfully ignorant as the lapse mark as to what either team have ever done. So from the sounds of everything you've said, I will go into this match on OTT on demand the following week with high hopes and anticipations. That's my 2 cents on that.
That's perfect. No, that's absolutely perfect. We're going to go into our
just
next
for the
match.
listeners, by the way, just myself and Emmett are extremely fucking sick at the moment. If we sound weird,
Dying, absolutely dying. Because
This is how you normally sound.
Yeah, we always have swine flu.
it was from that weird fucking kiss you tried to do in that fucking promo.
Oh, I was sick before that, but that's definitely how you got sick now.
It's all revealed now.
It was all part of the plan.
Keep it to yourselves, lads. Keep it to yourselves.
Look, we'll go into our next match, and we'll go into the 0-1-2-1 of Man Like the Reese and O'Mari against the grizzled young vets. Dean, because you love O'Mari so much.
Fucking, my hatred for that man takes over. He's the nicest person to meet, by the way. Just letting you know, he is the nicest person to meet. I just don't like him. I hope the young veterans kick the shit out of him.
I will ask you this as well. Your opinion on the grizzled young vets coming back to OTT?
Loved them. Loved Zach Gibson for years. I first met him in the Tivoli days when he was the most hated man in the Tivoli. That man could not get a promo out. He literally could not speak. They would be booing the shit out of him. It was phenomenal. And then he would come out of the ring and he'd be the nicest person ever. You'd go over and chat to him and he'd be like, oh, thank you so much for coming with me, blah, blah. But in the ring, he's the most hated. He was one of the best heels, I think, apart from a man that we can't mention, that we've ever had in OTT.
To give you actually like a good comparison, especially to nowadays with WWE, Zach Gibson was so hated, so he had Dominic Key.
Yep.
That's the best way I can give you a comparison, because he can't even get like 2 words out before people are all like overpowering. Like,
yep.
It's
the only difference is with Zach Gibson. For some reason, we take our shoes off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know where that started and don't know why, but like still, yeah, I think it's something to do with being Liverpool. So maybe.
I have to ask you: do you reckon they'll get the same reaction now when they come back as they did a couple of years ago? Do you reckon they'll be booed out of the building?
No. It'll probably be like a super face. Because as I think people are gonna be so excited to see them, it'll be very hard not to like cheer them. But give it either a couple months and they'll ease into that very quickly. Very quickly. We'll be back to business as normal. We'll be back to hating like Zach Gibson in a fucking heartbeat.
Yeah.
But for now, I think they're gonna be like almost like super baby faces. So, which is exactly what you need.
I was gonna say, even just like let them have their entrance, cheer away, and the second you give that man a mic in any of those shows, yeah, that's why we fucking hate him. It's like, oh yeah, we'd love to have you back. You're all cunts, you cunt.
Yeah. Hopefully that happens, but we'll see. Emmett.
I'm really excited for it. I'm excited to see what the pop is like for the grizzled young veterans and they come back and everything like this. But I just want to, I know that O'Mari and Man Like Therese have seen before, but I just want to put a little bit of spotlight on Man Like Therese for 2 seconds. After that match he had with Robbie X at WrestleRama there a little over a month or so ago now, my God, the man is an absolute star. Like, that is one of my favorite matches I've ever witnessed in person since the time coming back to going to live wrestling shows and everything like this. And it is a match I would love to be able to catch live over that weekend, because I would love to see O'Mari and Man Like Therese tag in person.
I got you.
But
you got the glasses and all.
So I'm gonna cut you off your story. Emma, do you know how is it Emma or Carmo? I think it's you. You know, every person always just stops you to get them to buy your merch.
Yeah.
Just have a That's what happened to me with Man Like Therese. Went over, I was like, oh, you should buy these glasses. Why? You know, I walk out with them and all that type of stuff. It's like, how much are they? Oh, they're only I think it's like 25, 20. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that happened to be the weekend. But
why does this always happen? She's like, literally every show I've ever gone to with you, like, it's always
because
the same
we're
story.
suckers.
Yeah, like, honest to God, like, you just walk to the bathroom and someone's like, here, you should buy this, and there's no second guess in your mind. You're just kind of, I'm just gonna go buy that.
Hey, you can't argue when they have really good merch. Like,
you can't.
Very fair.
Like,
also, speaking of myself and Martin, we're marks, so you kind of like hit all your odds into the one. Ryan, I don't believe we came to you yet. 0-1-2-1 against the Grizzled Young Vets.
I want O'Mari to be beaten to an inch of life.
Jesus.
Can I ask, does any of you actually like O'Mari? Does any of you actually like...
we don't.
I still like
Not
O'Mari.
you! I'm talking about like Dean, Ryan, and all their mates.
I think it's just a running bit at this point now that we just don't like O'Mari.
Look, let me put it this way: there's going to be some serious professional wrestling going on during that match. Absolutely serious. No shenanigans. No nothing. Just serious professional wrestling.
We're still gonna be
100%
shouting
I'll
them
leave
though.
it at
That's
that.
the only thing.
100% true. Look, we'll go to Rob as well. Rob, what's your opinions?
Yeah, this match, I think it's really going to be a good match. Now, as I say, I do like Omari, but as I say, and obviously MLD, phenomenal in the ring. As I say, the GYV coming back, I think it's going to be hard, but which match is going to steal the show, especially on that card. But I think that could be the match stealer, if I'm honest. And I think with the two teams going up against each other, MLD and Omari, they're when they're together as the 1-2-1, nothing stops them.
My one thing I want to throw out there is it going to be the 1-2-1s? Because like we've seen the transformation of Omari the last couple of months. He's now teaming with Scotty. Maybe Scotty wants to be in that match.
You never know. We never know.
The 0-1-2-1, like those lads have built up a bond that it doesn't matter what they're doing in their singles careers. Like when they have to pair up, it like they pair up and they handle business. So like regardless whether like bad guy, good guy, it doesn't matter. Like when the 0-1-2-1 get together, it's for serious business.
Now I hope Scotty comes out and super kicks Foxy.
Hey, there's gonna be a compilation somewhere like of just me getting super kicked. Jesus,
it's coming.
There's one more to add to it after Hard Knocks. Like,
I won't lie, like 90% of it's fucking Hard Knocks. It's like every show, maybe like 2 or 3.
And about 80% of them are from Sammy D.
It's either Sammy or Nikki, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fox just like, yeah, move on.
And you know what? We'll move on to the match that I'm most looking forward to from this Wolves card, and that is Luke Jacobs and Kenta. I'm very, very much looking forward to this card. Kenta, as we all know, incredible. And then Luke Jacobs as well. The rise that he's had over the last 12 months and stuff like that has been just incredible. And I can't wait to see him on that Dublin show as well. But Martin, we'll go to you first.
I think that they're going to absolutely rip the fucking roof off that place. Luke Jacobs, first time I saw him was Rev Pro, and really impressed me. Really, really impressed me. So, like, if what he did there is anything to go off of, I think like I don't want to hype this match up more than any more than it needs to be. Like, get your fuck over the walls, because like they're gonna rip each other apart, literally.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait for it. Foxy.
Like I don't even need to say anything in regards to Kenta. We all know like his career and like what he's made a living of doing. So he messes people up. Luke Jacobs, I'll admit that like I don't know much about him. We were very lucky to have him on a Contenders for a tag match when he was part of the Young Guns, but other than that, I have zero knowledge of what Luke Jacobs has been doing. I've been told heavily that he's been doing really good stuff. So that's all I have to go off, and I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Absolutely. Rob.
Yeah, I'm actually the same with Foxy, with Luke Jacobs. As I say, I know very little about him, to be quite honest. Obviously, with Kent, obviously being, in the ex-WWE, NXT sort of type of thing, that's the only part of, Kent that I know of, obviously, sort of thing, and that sort of thing. But from what I sort of, hear of, I say this is going to be an amazing match to be at, to witness and watch.
100% agree. Ryan.
I feel like they're just going to beat each other until they just can't walk anymore, because they're two hard-hitting lads. Like, I first seen Luke at Red Pro, and he reminded me of a young Walter with the chops to Ishii.
Ooh.
So I just think that they're just going to hit each other and see who survives.
And how brutal was that match at Red Pro?
Unbelievable.
That was it was quite intense.
Dean.
I followed Luke Jacobs for the past couple of years to his progress stuff like that. He's phenomenal in the ring. He's so hard hitting. As Ryan said, he is a bit like Walter in the sense that he's so hard hitting. We came out of Rev Pro and we're like, Joe needs to book Luke Jacobs. Like we all said the same thing. We're like, Joe needs to book this man in OTT, and thankfully we're getting him anniversary weekend and against Kenta. So
unbelievable. Emmett.
Again, like one or two lads, I was pure ignorant to the work that Luke Jacobs has done up until this point, but I've been a huge Kenta mark since 2011, 2012, the earliest. That's how I got into like New Japan years ago, would have been through Kenta's work and everything like that. And just to hear that this guy Luke Jacobs has any similarities at all to Walter has me sold. I literally on the train back from work today, I was actually watching the Derby Allen Walter match from Evolve from like 2018. So as soon as you mentioned physical wrestling, I was getting flashbacks to watching that in the train, and now I'm kind of like, I'm very, very eager to watch this back now in a week or two's time when it's up on the OTT on demand. But yeah, we'll definitely check out more of it before this weekend comes to pass and everything like that. And I love physical wrestling like that, where you don't need any weapons or anything like this, and just the physicality speaks for itself. So very, very excited to watch this back.
Did you watch that match on TikTok today?
On TikTok? No, it's on YouTube.
Oh, well, I just happened to literally see it today as well, but on TikTok. So on TikTok, I was like, oh, I didn't know these two wrestled. Sat there for like, was it like 20 minutes or something like that? Oh my fucking God.
Incredibly physical. And again, without a single weapon needing to be used, that's...
No, well, there was weapons. Fucking Walter's hands.
But exactly, yeah.
We're going to go into the last match that has been announced for the Wolves card, or that I have written down here at least, anyway. And that is Trent Seven versus John Moxley. Emmett, back to you.
Man, very, very eager to see it. And you know, it's one of those things. Well, I didn't. Despite a lot of people were cribbing and booing and everything like this when Mox didn't work out the last time, and obviously the time before, but that was like due to COVID and everything like this. I really didn't think it would ever come to pass. I thought, given the fact that he's the face of a multi-million-dollar wrestling company in America, do you know what I mean? That like just circumstances were never going to work out that he'd actually get over here. The fact that we're like, as the time we're recording, this match would have happened, but the fact that like it's for us now, it's a week out, so it's very, very likely there's very little that can go wrong to stop this from happening now. I just can't wait to actually see what it's going to be like to watch Mox walk into an OTT ring. Like that reaction, regardless of whether it's in Wolves or if it's in Dublin, is going to be insanely strange to see. Just the contrast, like, do you know what I mean? Whereas as for the match itself, I've loved everything Trent has done since he's came back to OTT and everything like that. I wish we'd gotten to see him a little bit more this calendar year and everything like this. Hopefully, he obviously has what we're assuming is going to be the match at Red Zone Milan and everything that's coming up. I would love to see him in an OTT ring more between now and the end of the year and everything like this. This match in particular, I think it could be a show stealer for the weekend as well. Two lads that I don't think I could ever have pictured in a ring facing off one-on-one, and the fact it's going to be in an OTT ring in Wolves of all places as well, I think it's going to be a very, very special main event.
I have to agree, yeah, 100%. Dean.
I just hope they both have fun, to be honest with you.
yeah. I agree. Yeah. Ryan.
So kind.
Ryan, take it away.
I feel like if it's a weight, I feel like if it's weights on my head, I feel it's just gonna be a war, gonna end in a street fight, hopefully some blood. But I just feel like it's gonna actually probably steal the weekend. I think because it's a dream match that I've had in my head for a while, and I wouldn't ever have thought to go into OTT that ever gets seen these two guys go against each other.
100%. Yeah, Rob.
Yeah, I mean Trent Seven against Moxley. As I say, been looking forward to this match since it got announced. As I say, two hard hitting combatants going each other, and that I can't wait. Like I said, as Dean said, let them have fun. I hope they have fun because I know we're going to have fun watching it. That's for sure. I think
right there.
I'd say those who are going to be watching it on OTT demand will be saying the same once they see it.
Yeah, 100%. Foxy, you have to ref this match.
I know. And
he's gonna die.
I hope I don't. That'd be a very sad day. For some. The that match, like I've been enjoying like having Trent back because like the matches that he's been putting on, like he's really been putting on wrestling matches like since he came back, and he's wanted to, as he said, bring prestige back to the No Limits Championship. So, but the matches that he's been putting on, especially with his little series with LJ, like were fucking fantastic. Excuse me. But to have him go against Mox, yeah, like it's gonna be there's gonna be carnage, especially being in Wolverhampton as well. Like you're playing into Mox's strong suit, but at the same time, Trent is no stranger to just insanity in wrestling. Like take the last few Wolves shows, like any match he gets in, it tends to like progress to insanity. So it's actually a very unpredictable kind of match because it could go either way, and I've no issues regardless. Like I just hope that the fans really really enjoy this, not only in the moment but when they watch it on demand.
Absolutely agree. Yeah, it's something that before I get to you, Martin, there's something that we kind of talked about recently when we were talking with Con Kelly, which was about Steve Savage in Limerick and about how he's a different animal than he is to everywhere else. I feel the same can be said for Trent. Trent in Wolves is a different Trent Seven to anybody or anywhere else that he fights in the world. So I feel like Moxie's going to come in looking for a fight, and Trent's not going to back down. He's just going to give him a hell of a match, and I think the Wolves crowd are in for something really really special that night. But Martin, over to you.
So I got a bit of trivia for the listeners for all this. So during that match, will Foxy A have a nice clean match, untouched, get to go home safe? B, get put through a door again, or C, end up in thumbtacks?
B and C.
Even though I'm thinking like, oh wait, you see me go through a door, chances are it's gonna be taxed.
In a last year, yeah. Or start of the year it was.
I thought you'd be more like, oh please God, A, unscathed, go home safe.
Yeah, but I know that's not going to happen. So like, I may as well, if I'm gonna die, I may as well pick my poison. So like, I'll take the tax.
Moxie comes up with a whole card of stuff. You're just like, yeah, the tax.
Like we have these light tubes, we have this, we that. It's like no. I'll take the tax. I'll take the tax.
It's going to be like Raven coming out with the wee trolley with all the weapons in it.
Yeah, it's like you can have this, or none. This is a trick question. I'm going to go with none. Too bad. You're getting all this. You're getting everything now.
I think the match is going to absolutely be amazing. I think Trent, as you guys have been saying for ages, I think, will this be his third? I'm 100% confident he's going to main event. We think his third main event now, I think, in Wolves. And each time, somehow, they get better, better, and better. The first one, it was the Wolves versus the Draw. Amazing match. Sammy D versus Trent Seven. People were talking about that match for months afterwards. Still are to this day. So, for him and Mox, I think that's actually going to be like the cherry on top. I think that match is going to just absolutely blow everybody away. And I cannot wait to see it on demand.
Absolutely, 100% agree. Look, that is the Wolves card that has been announced so far as we're recording this. October 27th, the hangar in Wolves. We're going to move on to the Dublin card now. And the first match I'm going to give you, I believe this is for the title, so I'm not going to quote me on this. Actually, it couldn't be. I believe I have this match down wrong. So I'm going to skip over that one for the moment.
Is it the multi-man tag match?
It is.
It's for the title.
Okay, so I don't have BD written down, so that's where I'm gone wrong. So I believe it is Scotty Davis and Omari against the Sem and Renzo Rose against Los Mopadores against BDE. Rob.
Yeah, as long as they don't throw the toilet paper, BDE will retain this GN Championship. Obviously they put out, an OTT put out that promo video package with it all, making
Don't
sure
try this at home.
Exactly.
That was brilliant.
Brilliant.
Genius.
Fantastic.
Fab.
Loved it.
Like it just brought back the years I did watching that. But that match itself, I'm almost hyped up for that match on its own because it's filled with so much talent, and that no matter what way this goes, like it's gonna be no matter who wins it, everyone's gonna leave happy because of the match.
Yeah. Absolutely agree. Now, what I will say, you did say about the toilet paper. Could you imagine a stadium full of toilet paper? That'd be pretty epic.
Please.
That'd be
Oh my
epic.
God, yeah. Has it happened yet? Has it?
Not
No,
at
I don't
the,
think so, no.
not at the
That'd be
stadium,
epic.
no. That's the only one so far that hasn't happened so far, but fingers crossed that it doesn't because, as I say, it's going to be a hell of a cleanup crew at the end of the show.
Yeah.
All
I
ages,
will
like,
say,
too, like, so if you had a child that gets hopped in the head with a thing of little Lou in the middle of it.
just play Martin, it's fine. I will say as well, I believe this is his stadium debut, but congratulations to Bittersweet Josh as well for getting this match as well. So congratulations to him. We'll go for Emmett.
I'm really excited for this. I loved the multi-man tag match for the GN title at the start of WrestleMania and everything. I'm of two minds this match, though. I can see it being the ultimate match of the night. I really hope it's not. I really hope it takes pride in place right before the intermission, if there is one. Just because, like, Joe, like, I don't know how everyone else feels about this, like, but given everyone that's involved in the match and all the graft they've put in over the last 12 months, I'd like to see them a little bit deeper in the card when the crowd are kind of like warmed up a bit and everything like this. So that, like, when everyone's doing the bits and everything like this, that they get the kind of reactions, the warmth and everything. I could be wrong about that. Everyone could walk in the door because it's going to be the middle of the evening. Everyone could be full of beans from the word go and everything like this. But just when you look at everyone involved, I hope they get as big of a reaction as they all deserve and everything like that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't call who'd be walking out with the title or anything like this, but very excited to see how it goes.
Foxy.
Tough to call. Like it really is a tough to call kind of match because you do have so much talent in that one match, and I mean, as you said, like, congrats to Bittersweet Josh, like actually like getting his stadium debut. It's long overdue, but like that's when he's gonna show why he actually deserves it, because dude is like the rapid improvement over like the last year alone. Like, and then being tagged with like Nikki as well, like it's brought out confidence in him that was needed. You have the Sam and Renzo, like the odd couple pairing, but like somehow works really, really well together. To the point that even Renzo kind of forgets his character at times. It's like, oh yeah, he's actually good. It's like, oh, wait, sorry. No, he's supposed to be bad. He's bad. He's the worst. Kind of. But then you have, like, Omari and Scotty Davis, who are just, like, holy crap. Like when we did, like, the Red Cow, like, it was put perfectly on display, like, how good they are as a tag. But not only that, individually, how much they've improved since being able to cut loose, as it were. And like, yeah, it's I like that match alone is just, yeah, it has the potential to be really actually like I wouldn't be surprised if it's stuck at the opener, because again, from the get-go, you have so much talent that can definitely like carry it forward, and it'd be a great way to open the show. But I wouldn't be disappointed if it ends up in middle of the card or likewise. Again, yeah, it's hard to predict that one. You've too much talent in it, and it's all stupid talent.
Agree with that. Martin.
Yes. So
me.
Yes!
I want it to be next just because Carmo. Like, speaking of stadium debuts, you forgot about the biggest stadium debut in Los Mopadores. They've never been to the stadium.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I did forget about the
God.
Mopadoras. Yeah.
I could see this going one or two ways. I could see Scotty and Omari absolutely beating the shit out of all teams, taking the belts like that. But what I would love to see is I'd love Renzo and Sem to win, obviously, because I would love Sem to be a champion. But also, I'd love them to do what Christian Cage and Luchasaurus are doing, where like Renzo would just wear the belt, he's the champion. Sam's like, I'm champion, fuck off. That's what I'd love to see.
It'll work really well between the two of them.
Oh, it would work so well. So, either I could see Scotty and Amari winning, or the Sam and Renzo Rose.
Interesting. Ryan.
This is gonna be a fun match. It can go any way. Again, congratulations to Josh, but like it's anybody's game. Again, it would be a good match to open the show, to get the stadium hot with the crowd, because it's 8 guys gonna be in the ring, outside the ring. But I wouldn't be surprised, as you said, Foxy, it was before the break.
Yeah. I like how as well, like, we're positioning this as a starter. Right. It's like, oh yeah, it'd be great for us. We're like, it'd be terrible for Foxy because he'd be exhausted afterwards. First match.
Dean.
It's 4 phenomenal teams, to be completely honest. It really is. And I will go back to something that Foxy said there about Omari and Scotty Davis. Just want to point out the Omari hate isn't real from all of us. It is just kayfabe. We don't actually hate the man.
He does. He does. He's got a dartboard in his room with Omari's face. I've seen it.
Don't hate the man, Foxy, just so you know. But he's really came into his own as part of the team with Scotty. And Scotty's aggressiveness since he came back has been unbelievable. He's just ready to go in every single match he's been in. And I think betting against Scotty and Mary to win that belt is ridiculous. They're probably the favourites going into that match. And then you have Los Mopadoras who, fighting for their lives at the moment a little bit.
Yeah.
Small bit. And then you have BDE who are getting crowd reactions. BDE are getting crowd reactions. Some good, some bad, but they're getting reaction. And then you have the fan favourite Sam and Renzo Rose, who the Sam show's over as shit right now. Unbelievable. And so is Renzo. Like the heat that Renzo gets coming out is unbelievable.
He can't even speak. Everyone's just screaming and shouting at him.
I feel like once you hear that strum of the guitar with his theme song, it's go, oh, for fuck's sake.
That's just every show.
Personally, I'm hoping for Omari and Scotty to win that, or BDE to retain.
Dean, that is the most I've heard you talk in a couple of weeks. And it's actually after baffling me a little bit. But yeah, no, I'm actually inclined to agree. I do think I think with the power and everything that Scotty Davis and Omari have, it could be a vicious night for all other teams. Rob, did I come to you?
You did indeed.
I did. So is there anybody that I can go to?
No, you went to one.
Perfect. Okay, I lost track there for a second. We're going to go to the Fatal 4-Way match, and I think this could be, again, show stealer of the night. It is Mark Haskins against Man Like the Reese, against Luke Jacobs, against Robbie X. Do you know what, Dean, since you talked so much, we'll go to you again.
You cannot bet against Mark Haskins in the National Stadium. That man shines in the National Stadium. Mm-hmm. As someone that's been around since him being the Tivoli days, how far he has come is unbelievable. And when he gets into the stadium, that is his chance to show the world. And he is phenomenal. He's just unbelievable in the National Stadium.
He's proved it. He's proved it so many times in the stadium as well. Like.
Yeah. Like just over the years, we've seen him put in performance after performance in the National Stadium. And he never misses a beat. Like, genuinely. You have Robbie X there, who's phenomenal. Unreal. You have a man like the Reese, who's becoming an OTT regular, also really, really good talent. And I think that'll be where we'll really see Luke Jacobs shine in that match. We have the Kenta match the night before, and then we have that Fatal 4-Way where he'll really, really get a chance to show. Really looking forward
100%.
to that.
Yeah, 100%. Ryan?
I think it's going to be a spot fest. There's going to be things happen everywhere, anytime, any angle, into the crowd, everywhere. we're going to be moving like musical chairs, I think. But again, it's 4 great lads in the ring that proved themselves. So, I mean, it's anybody's game. But as Dean said, I think it's Mark's night.
Absolutely, Rob.
I love Fatal 4-Ways OTT. They seem to bring out the best in each person that they have in it. And that, again, I agree with Ryan. I think this could be pretty much a spot fest as well. But that's what we love about these Fatal 4-Ways. You want to be on your feet. You don't want to be sitting down in these matches. You want to be a part of it. And I think that's what makes it that much exciting. You just don't know what's going on and that. And good luck with Foxy trying to control that madness. And that is going to be phenomenal. But again, I think that match, Man Like the Reese has been in one recently, Fatal 4-Way match, and that, and I think he always shines well in these kind of situations. I think, as I say, Haskins, obviously, he's phenomenal. And as I say, at least we're going to have one certain of LJ in Dublin that night, but just a different side of LJ, Luke Jacobs. But I think that match itself, it could be the show stealer of the night.
Absolutely, 100%. Foxy, how are you going to control this match?
I'm not.
He's front row with all of us.
Yeah, pretty much. I may as well just sit there and just like, do you need me now? Oh, no. Right. You're not done yet. Okay. But no, like that match, and especially in recent years, like Joe has been able to put together like really, really solid like Fatal 4-Ways together. Like I never envy him when he has to book a show because of so many talents that he has to deal with. But finding out which match is best suited for them, like he's had a great track record recently of like booking a Fatal 4-Way. So this should be no different. Again, Haskins is just the consummate like ring general in there. Like he just takes control of any ring that he's in. Man like the Reese like can fly. He can also hit power moves when he needs to. Robbie X is just stupid. He's a mutant. Like I've seen how he comes up with like matches, and it's freakishly strange. Like for me, and I've been around a long time. It's like, but he doesn't plan things the normal way you would a match. Then Luke Jacobs, I think this actually is his best chance to showcase what he can do. But not only that, against a multitude of different opponents as well with different styles. So we are definitely going to see how versatile he can be himself. Potentially, I could see this being the opener to the show. Like that's how good I think this can be. So I think this could be the opener. Well. Yes,
Sure.
I agree with that myself. Just give my quick own opinion on it before I send it to Emmett, probably. Love all 4 of these guys. Brilliant. Absolutely phenomenal wrestlers. Robbie X is due a big win in OTT, and why not do it in the stadium? He deserves it. He absolutely deserves it. But Emmett.
Do you know something? We're 2 cups of tea from the same potman, because I was going to say exactly that. I like it. It's clear as day. Like everyone going into this is like convinced Haskins is going to win it. Would make sense because you can't bet against Haskins in the National Stadium. Give this to Robbie X, Man Like Reese, or Luke Jacobs. Give one of them the win. If you made this open a match, I'd let him do all the mad spots about doing everything this and show why they can shine as bright as they can shine. Give it to one of the younger 3 lads. Have a shock win for an opener in the National Stadium. Have everyone kind of been like, okay, now I can't predict the rest of the show. Do you know that kind of way? And like that, like I said, especially Robbie X or Man Like Reese, like the matches they've both been putting on over the last year, in like OTT and even like further back, like these 2 lads are phenomenal, and both like especially considering the work rate they put in OTT in the past months. They both one of the 2 deserves to win, in my opinion. Anyway, I could see Luke Jacobs being given it. I can't see him going over against Kent the night before. I could see him taking the win in this, but very hard to call in my opinion. But I would love to see either Man Like Reese or Robbie X take the win on this. Like
100%, Martin.
I actually love the way this is actually put together. You got two high flyers and you got two like absolute like I would consider Haskins a brawler and technician. The shit he can do, like there's so much that could happen in this match. I think the real winners are the fans with this one. Like seriously, like it's gonna be fucking amazing to watch. But as the lad said, you just do not bet against Mark Haskins. You've got to stick with skins.
Absolutely, 100%. We're going to move on to the next match now, and I'm going to go for the draw against the Grizzled Young Vets, and I'm actually going to go back to Martin.
My way promo means nothing now.
Not yet.
Not yet. So I think I've said this, and this was actually going to be a question I was going to ask later on because it was actually a fan question. I think this is going to be a play this day, normal, no problem at all, tag team match. I think the lads are going to put on an absolute amazing match. It'd be great to see, of course, the young veterans back in OTT. Where does Charlie's loyalty lie? With the draw, the rapture, it could go either way. But I honest to God think we're gonna have it's gonna go the way it's supposed to go. The two lads are gonna go against the Grizzly Young Veterans. I'm fully confident the draws winning this. Fully confident the draws winning this. But then,
No.
Oh, am I still here?
No, keep going. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. But then, what happens when that bell rings? So, and I'll get into that when I do the fan question I got from last week that I forgot to ask.
I agree with you, and I'm actually going to cut to Dean now because I think you were the one that said this in a podcast we recorded maybe a week or two ago. So, Dean?
I feel like my loyalty is going to be tested in this match so much because I followed Sam's career for so long to finally see him win the big one in the National Stadium last year. Unbelievable. This year, sorry. The year's gone by too quick. To now against a team that's coming back into OTT that are going to be red hot coming into the match. They're going to want that win. They're going to want that win in the National Stadium. And Sam has a tag team partner that he can't trust. Can he trust Charlie? Can he not trust Charlie? And that's going to be the big question leading into this match. And I just don't know where. Like, I see it being a normal match, as Martin said. I see it going complete normal. It's what happens after the match that will raise a lot of questions going into the Sunday. And I hope for a draw win, to be completely honest with you, I do. I'm going to stick with the draw. But I don't know. I honestly don't.
It's a tricky one to call. It is a very tricky one to call. Rob?
Yeah, I mean, like ever since following OTT and that, I've been pretty much draw through and through. And I think that'll run with me through this week, that weekend of OTT. I do feel like, let's say, like Martin and Dean both said there about how it's what's going to happen after the match that's going to be the sort of more of the talking point as such. And I think, I say, obviously, with whenever that match gets set up, whether it's going to be the Belfast show or at another show, who knows? But as I say, it's all in Charlie's hands.
I 100% agree. Emmett?
I think with this match, it's more about what's going to happen after the match. Honest to God, I've been thinking about this more and more since it's been announced. And as we were recording, even earlier on in this episode, just one question came into my mind. Where is Damien Corvin? That some part, honestly, I think he's going to cost to draw the match. Nothing. It hasn't officially been announced that Sammy and Charlie are going to have the match in Belfast. It's been said in the promo that they're going to have the match in Belfast. Who is to say that Sammy's going to walk out of the National Stadium world champion? Charlie still has the contract in his hand. Damien Corvin could play a part in the finish. Belfast could have a brand new OTT world champion walking into that show. As for the winner, I think it's going to be Grizzly Young Veterans. We also have a variable as today. Adam Maxted said he was coming back from Marbella today. Could Adam return to OTT at the National Stadium as well? There's a lot more variables the more you think about it. Like, you know what I mean? I thought at face value this was going to be a straight up tag team match. A little bit of tension between the two lads going into the world title match in Belfast. now with all these kind of varied factors, there's a lot more that could possibly come into play with this match. Very excited to see how this plays out.
Absolutely agree, Ryan.
I feel like the way that the match is panned out, that it could be the main event.
Interesting.
Because with Charlie still having the contract, and as you said, for Damien Corrin to come back possibly, that it could set up a huge Belfast show. I just feel like that the way it's going now, as that Sam, I know he can't trust Charlie, what's going to happen with the outcome, but I'm hoping for the draw to win.
100%. Foxy.
Yeah, there's a lot of variables at play there, and I would like it to be a straightforward tag match, but unfortunately, like the way things are going, it's not going to be a straight up just tag match. There's the tension with Sam and Charlie. Is he going to cash in? We don't know. Neither does Sam. You have Damien Corvin waiting in the wings, so he could rear his head at some point. Could he help them? Could he cost them? Who knows? Could Charlie decide to cash in, win the belt? Who knows? Well, it's a lot of stuff that needs to be answered, and it probably will be answered, hopefully by the end of the weekend. So, tough match to call.
Extremely tough, and you've all kind of said it there with the loyalties of Charlie up in question. You just don't know where it's going to go. Absolutely nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
I got to move on to a match that I know myself and Martin were very excited for when it got announced, and that is Danny Cross and Kenta. You know what? We'll go Rob.
Yeah, you know what? Like Danny Cross has deserved this match. I know obviously there was the whole thing, that he deserved the one against Moxley, but I think this one here, he's fully deserved the work he's put in over the past year or two, and that, in the ring, sort of on the mic and things like that, with his promos and things like that. He has worked so hard to get so good, and obviously with him, being a former GN champion up until recently, and that, as I say, he has been on fire, in my opinion, and he's fully deserved this match against Kenta. And like I say, I'm really, really, really looking forward to seeing this match.
100% agree. Emmett
has the potential to be the most physical match of the weekend anyway. Just watching back bits of like Danny's work over the last 18 months as well. I think we kind of take for granted at times how physical Danny Cross is in the ring at times. Like case in point, I can't remember what show this was. It was within the last 6 months. His match with Boots. If you watch that match back, it's incredibly, incredibly physical between the lads and everything like that. Just the barehanded slap to Boots at the very, very start of it, then, and just like hit for hit and everything like this. I'd be very interested to see the dynamic like between the two lads in the ring and everything like this as well. This is possibly one of my most hyped matches over the weekend. I think in the grand scheme of things and everything is everyone was like seriously excited when it was announced and everything like that. I think it's more kind of going to be on the day when the lads are face to face in the ring, when it's all really going to hit us what we're about to see. And that's what I'm really, really excited for. This is one of the matches that's going to hit the weekend. I'm really happy I'm going to be seeing in person rather than watching back on demand the following week.
Foxy.
There was a little bit of silence. It's my 2 cents. Someone speak. I'm too sick to keep the score.
Foxy, take it away.
Danny Cross has improved so much in, my God, like just a short space of time. He's showcasing why he is part of the biggest faction in OTT. He is showcasing that he will be a force to be reckoned with in the coming years. Should he have gotten Mox? I don't know. But he has Kenta. And by God, he's going to roll with that and run with that. And he's going to bring out a good match. Like Kenta might come in here thinking like, it's going to be an easy night. He's sorely mistaken. Danny Cross is that good. Like, he will not go down without a fight. And I don't know what else I can really say because like we win, like the fans win. He wins. I don't know.
The
Like
draw wins.
it just maybe, but that's debatable. But no, like I'm excited for him because like that's a big match to get, and I know he's going to take full advantage of that. So
100% agree. I'm just going to say my 2 pence because I know Martin's going to be very similar to me, and I'm going to come to Martin in a couple of minutes. When LJ left, I think we all kind of looked around and we were like, who's going to step up? And I think one person that we all definitely looked at was Danny Cross. And I think what an absolute great moment for him to really be tested in a match against Kenta at the National Stadium. Unbelievable. And I had a chat with Danny Cross recently, and we might have a clip up maybe before the stadium show. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see. And I asked him about was he disappointed about not getting moxed, and he said, "Really, I'd take whoever they give me." And he was like, "Kenta isn't really a bad consolation prize, to be fair. Like, in fairness, and it's going to be unreal. It's going to be absolutely incredible. I'm so happy for Danny Cross." Before I get to Martin, I'm going to go to Ryan.
I feel like the way that the two guys, I like the way that they might gel in the ring, that it could be up for match of the year if the way it plays out, if it plays out the right way. Again, two hard hitting lads, like it can go either way. To be honest, on the night.
Absolutely, Dean.
Just want to point something out real quick here. We're approaching 1 year of Danny Cross being in the draw. He joined the draw anniversary last year, and what could possibly be the weekend draw implodes if we're looking at it.
Yeah.
Quite possibly. And Danny is in the biggest matches of his career so far, and in a match that I think is more suited to him than Moxley. I think the hard hitting style of Kenta is more suited to Danny than going into a hardcore match with Moxley. I think, as Ryan said, we could possibly get a match of the year here with Danny and Kenta, and Danny deserves it fully. The run that he's been on over the past 2 years, let alone last year, has been phenomenal, and hopefully they both deliver, which they will. But I want Danny to beat the shit out of him and get that.
I'm agreeing with you, to be fair. It does make you wonder, going back to the draw situation with the Grizzly Invest, how much, I suppose, how much notice Danny will be paying on the draw, or will he just be 100% focused on Kenta, which makes it even more of a greater aspect coming into that weekend. But Martin, take it away.
For the first time ever in OTT, it's an active draw member versus an active Bullet Club member. A huge, huge match. This guy has put in so much work. He is probably the underdog of his group. He's fucking put on banger after banger after banger after banger, and he finally gets the Danny Cross rub. Kenta gets to face Danny Cross. This is going to be fucking match of the year. I so wanted this match. When everyone was asking who should he get, he deserved this match. He, as you said, this will be 1 year American since he joined the draw, and Danny Cross has fucking knocked it out of the park. Whether it's OTT, RCW, Hard Knocks, he has smashed it everywhere he's been, and I cannot wait for him to get his flowers after this match, because it is going to be brutal, it is going to be crazy, but it's going to be fun for us to watch. So that's all I have to say about it.
And I couldn't have said it better myself. I'm going to move into Debbie Keitel versus Sesh Martina in the ladder match for the OTT women's title. And I'm actually going to go to Foxy first. And there's a reason I want to do that is because, Foxy, we had you on in a couple of episodes ago where we talked about our favourite matches of this year so far. And this match came up, the match from Scrappermania. And we talked about storytelling and how like you can build stories over the course of a year and stuff like that. And this match has been ever since Scrappermania, if not a little bit before. Are you excited for this match? Do you know which way it's going to go? Is it just going to be a dogfight between the two women?
Like it's long-term storytelling. Like it's been the better part of a year since their initial match where like Martina won the belt, and here we are a year later, and not only that, like this rivalry is still going, but the stakes are a little bit higher. We now have, to my knowledge, the first ever ladies ladder match in OTT for 2 belts, like to be the undisputed OTT women's champion. And when you have the 2 best talents in OTT like competing for that, like that honor, it's like that's a main event match, like right there and then. Like like it'd be a little, obviously no disrespect to the likes of Mox or Kenta, but I mean in terms of homegrown and long-term storytelling, this is your match. This is your big time match that should deservedly get main event spot. Will it? I don't know. How will it go? I don't know. But we're in for a treat anyway, because both ladies are extremely creative. They're both hard hitting. And then you also have the extra factor of Anita Vaughn as well, probably standing ringside. But I'm interested to see what they come up with. Plus, I have the easiest job in the world because I get to stand outside away from the mayhem. So, yeah!
Who's the real winner in all this? Foxy.
No, like again, like we keep repeating ourselves, but it's true. Like the card for these shows, like the real winner is all of us. We like this is one of the best cards that we've had for Scrapper Mania, and it just like our 9-year anniversary, and it blows my mind. Like it's very hard to be. It's very hard to actually look at the card and be like, no, but this match could be here and this one. It doesn't really matter where they are, like because they all potentially are like main event quality kind of matches. So it's tough for me. I can't. I'm just gonna enjoy it. That's what I'm gonna do. That's all I can say.
As you kind of said there as well, like we've gone through this Dublin card, and we don't even know if this is all the matches that are going to happen or not. But like every match that you talk about, you're like, this could be match of the year. This could be match of the year. So it just gets better and better and better. Dean.
I don't know. The storytelling for this has been phenomenal. The long-term storytelling of it has been unbelievable. And it reminds me back to Katie and Martina from years ago, from the storytelling that we had from that. And they went back, trading the belt back and forward a little bit, which was really, really good at the time. I think Martina's been the standout Irish wrestler over the past 5 years. No matter what anyone thinks, she has been unbelievable. And she's brought more eyes to the brand from her time in Ring of Honor and stuff like that. And then you have Debbie, who has done a bit of Fight Factory and stuff like that, and has really exploded in Irish wrestling, in OTT over the past couple of years. Phenomenal in the ring, really good in the mic, really, really good in the mic. And you have this match now where you don't know who's going to win. You really don't. We'll all have our different opinions on it, but the storytelling and, as Fox said, the fans especially win with this match. And I do think it should be main event. I think for the storytelling alone and the 2 women involved, they deserve it for everything that they've done for OTT over the past year or so with it.
I think if there's ever an opportunity, now I could be wrong in saying this, there might have been one in the past, but if there's ever an opportunity to put a women's match as the main event in a stadium, it's the perfect time. It's the absolute perfect time. We'll go to Ryan.
The story has been great the last year. Like in wrestling today, it's hard to deliver long-term storytelling, as we all know from watching TV. But like this now should deserve to be main events, as again it can go either side. But the main factor is Anita Vaughn.
Yeah.
Could she turn? Will she stay? It's all up in the air. It's anybody's night, like, you know.
But who might Martina even have up her sleeve that might be able to come out and help her? We just don't know.
That might be a surprise.
Yeah, we just don't know. Rob.
Yeah. If I'm honest, I would be very unsurprised if this wasn't main event, because it has everything that a main event should have. It's got two fantastic female wrestlers battling for the main women's prize on OTT wrestling in a ladder match in the National Stadium with 2,000 screaming fans chanting and, as I say, enjoying what is going to be an absolute spectacle of a match. And I think, honestly, I really do feel it should be the main event. I know obviously you've got Moxley and things like that, but if you take that away, two Irish female wrestlers in a main event in front of 2,000 people, what more could you possibly want as your main event?
100%. Martin. Oh, you're gone. Emmett.
Yeah, no, I'm a firm believer after the conversation Martin and I had the weekend. The more I've thought about it, like this really should be the main event and everything is. My one hope and my one prayer is that after this match, regardless of who comes out on top, the undisputed OTT Women's Champion, that these two are given breathing space for one another. That something could happen where Debbie works with someone else and then like Martina works with someone else for a while. But not like totally cut them off, like have some sort of something work out that they can reignite it in a few months' time, maybe in time for like Scrapper or something like that. But just give these two a bit of a breather from one another at the moment. Maybe have Anita turn on Debbie. Maybe, someone else comes out to help Martina, like you suggested, Carmo. My one thing is that I would hope, though, outside of that, I really, truly hope Debbie Keitel walks out the OTT Women's Champion after this match. And my only logic behind that is I do not think Martina needs the belt right now. You could put her against anyone in the world in an OTT ring, and there is potential for like main event quality match there and everything like this. Like Seshmat Martina is an absolute star, as is Debbie, of course, and everything is. And Debbie has had 10 years of the belt in the past, but I just think with everything that Debbie has been doing with the gals, there's the potential for the gals to be kind of as prominent of a thing in OTT as the draw is, given a little bit more breathing space and given a little bit more time to grow and everything like that as well. I think everyone that's been involved in this feud that's kind of been new to OTT, that's come in since March and everything like this, that's been involved in this feud at all, has benefited from it. And I think, keeping the gals as a faction, if there could be a revolving door, like Liz Evo hasn't been on the show in a few months now, but who was it that returned there at WrestleRama? Her name was
Emerson Jane.
There you go. Like, you still have three members at the moment like that. If Anita leaves after this show, you could have someone from the UK come in. You could have an up-and-coming rising Irish talent come into the fold as well. There's a lot of potential with the gals. I think having Debbie come out of the National Stadium, the undisputed OTT Women's Champion, regardless of how the finish goes, will just really, really benefit her in the long run and everything is. Not that she needs the rub, but I just think for everyone, I think it would really benefit. And as well, giving Martina and Debbie breathing space from each other for a few months. Even if it was just 2 or 3 months where they could tease another match if there is a screwy finish to this, but give them that bit of breathing space and allow others to get to work with Martina and with Debbie over the coming months into 2024. Like
Martin.
So, Carmo and Emma can attest to this because we've been talking about what should be main event for ages, and I've said from day one that this, because when we had Foxy on last, I love this story. I fucking love the different seeds that were planted, starting with Anita Vahen coming in and the beginning of the gals, to Corey Zero, who they did as a tryout, who they kicked out, who then came back, tried to kick their ass. Of course, Debbie Keitel getting involved, costing her match. Emerson Jane coming back, Lizzie Evo. There are so many seeds planted in this rivalry that you look at the Night University, you go, who's going to show up? Who's going to help? Who's going to do what? So I love what they've done. I cannot wait. The one thing that I don't think I would realize was Martina said, I don't know, was it one of the promos or she says a response before, if she doesn't walk out with the Women's Championship, she said she doesn't want to walk back into OTT. So that's a huge factor there. That Martina loses. Do we see? Is she done with OTT? So there's a lot of different cards on the table for this match, and I honestly got cannot wait for it.
Makes it very, very interesting, in fairness. Makes it even better, but already going to be, like with the storytelling and everything we have behind it. But look, we're going to move into our last match that has been announced for the Dublin card so far, again as of recording, which is John Moxley against Be Cool. And do you know what? I'm actually going to go to Emmett first.
Oh my jeez, I love that. Be cool.
Heyo. Yeah, no, this was prior to the ladder match being announced. I was buzzing for this, and I know there were so many people out there who were so pissed when this was announced. Everyone, as soon as that graphic went up, Martin especially, as soon as the graphic went up in that venue that day, oh my God, it was like you could, like, not tension, but you could cut the favoritism in the night, or cut the opinions with the knife as to who wanted Danny to get the match, who wanted to Be Cool to have the match. I genuinely think, like, obviously there's people out there who are just like, oh, but Danny and John would have had a far better technical wrestling match and everything like this. But wrestling at the end of the day is about having fun as well. And, like, do you know what I mean? Like, the contrast of, like, the super serious John Moxley and everything like this with everything that Barry does and everything. And at the same time too, we've seen in the past that John Moxley, for better or for worse, can be a funny fucker when he wants to at times too. Like, do you know what I mean? He's got those comedy in him too. And, like, the dynamic between them, like, this is a man that only, like, do you know what, 60 days ago, and I was talking with John Moxley now, had like 70 skewers in his forehead. And at the same, basically a week beforehand, there was Barry and Danny having the first, or not officially the first, but a choreographed wrestling match.
It was the first in OTT history, I think it was.
Was it the first?
First
But
scripted
Carbo was
match.
saying- okay, perfect. But, like, again, the dynamic between them, it's you know, honest to God, like, as soon as Be Cool came back to OTT and everything like this, I lost my mind. Everything this, I wish I'd been there in person to see it and everything like this. This is, I would never, like, I didn't expect Barry to come back to OTT, just the way everything was kind of framed last year and everything like this, with, like, the story and everything. This, the fact that it's going to be him and John Moxley now in an OTT ring in front of 2,000 people in National Stadium, I think at the very least this is going to be a very, very fun watch, and I'm very, very much looking forward to it.
100%. Rob.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those ones where I say with it being Moxley, with it being Be Cool, I think, you know, they say whether, you know, obviously it's going to be different sort of chemistry there, with obviously Be Cool having the more sort of fun side, and obviously the crowd kind of, it's going to be interesting for the crowd, I think, this match, because obviously with it being Moxley and with Be Cool being a favorite of many of the fans, and that they're going to be in attendance, and that, as I say, I think, as I say, what it's going to be, that's going to be, you know, the main thing for me is what way the fans going to react, because obviously they want their, you know, they'll want Be Cool to do well, and that, but you've got your fans who'll be cheering for Moxley as well, kind of thing. So again, I think it's going to be one of those matches where the fans are the winners in this match, if I'm honest, whether it means it main events or not. As I say, I think this, you know, this will be one of the fan favorite matches, I think, of the night.
Blind to agree, 100%. Ryan.
I think it's going to be a quite interesting match, because you have John Moxley, that's the more violent one, and then Barry would be the more funny guy. So it's going to be hard to tell, and the crowd is going to be split, I think. Like, obviously, you said you want be one part of the crowd want Mox, and the other part want they want Be Cool. So, like, it go either way, but I think that Mox will get the win. I'd be shocked if he won Be Cool now.
Interesting. Martin.
Could be cool. Thanks. That's about my TED talk.
I will say this. If this is a main event, if this for some reason goes on first or whatever like that, I might walk out if Be Cool doesn't win. But anyway, Dean.
I'll hold your head right up that door.
I'll walk. Good luck. Best of luck trying to get home, whoever's coming with me. But okay, Dean.
I'm not going to give too much opinion on this match, just because if anyone's seen the recent promo that B done, where he's standing in front of the fans, was very reminiscent of a promo that OTT released 4 years ago. I think Foxy know what I'm talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's given me flashbacks to maybe, does that happen? So I don't want to give too much opinion on this match.
Okay. Interesting. Foxy?
Yeah, like it. We've seen Barry do serious stuff before, and he's proved that he can be serious when it's really required of him. people mostly associate him with being the funny guy and the joke, but he is a very, very capable wrestler. Capable. He's a multi-time champion. Like it's so like never discount like Barry out like of being too silly. Mox coming in. I obviously being a super serious wrestler, like into his hardcore like wrestling, um, but I think this would be a great opportunity, like for a lot of now. It could go many different ways, but I would like to see it be the entertaining, funny like side, like play to the strengths of both because Barry, that's his bread and butter, like being funny. But Mox has shown that he has those chops as well. He can do that, and I would like to see it have elements of both, where it's all fun and games at the start, and then we slowly get serious, and it becomes a proper match. Um, for what the outcome will be, I don't know, but the fact that Barry has been a mainstay and not only that, a focus point for OTT over the last like several years, like really shows that how highly regarded he is among the roster. So to give him this match in storyline, yeah, it's considered jokey like that he got, but on a serious note, like this is a big match, and to be honest, I don't think I know anyone else that deserves it more than Barry because he puts the work, so much work in to trying to be entertaining for all the fans. I mean, if you want a good example of him going against uh like a big name, look at him go against Orange Cassidy in the stadium. Like that's a great example of like Orange Cassidy thinking he's gonna have it easy, and it turns out it's actually Barry that's the main driving point for that match, and it works so well. So, in regards to Mox, it's gonna be entertaining regardless what kind of match we get, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Exact same. I can't wait for this match. I really can't wait for it. And I'm really excited to see Be Cool sign that AEW contract after he wins the match. But that is the Dublin card for the 9th-year anniversary, October 28th, I do believe, on the Saturday night. We are going to move into Belfast card. There is only a couple of matches announced so far on this. We're going to kick it off with Los Mopadores against the Saviors of Destiny. I believe it's a hair versus mask match.
Hair versus mask.
Go on, Martin.
So obviously everyone knows the story's been for ages with Ty. He, for some reason, he sees something in between those masks that nobody sees. I don't know what the hell's going to be in there, but it'd be interesting to see. I really cannot picture Owen and Andy bald, especially Owen. That's gonna be like a weird sight to see. But my question is, if they lose, does Ty also get his haircut? Because he's the one that made the match.
Yes, he does.
So, and while we're giving out haircuts, Foxy, at that point you should probably run.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'm not.
The Muppetores that have the stuff to cut the hair, so I would run it for you. They'll go for anybody.
Yeah, I'm not getting my hair shaved. Fuck that. I don't want to accelerate the process. Fuck that.
Rob.
Yeah, hair versus mask match, I think. Yeah, I mean, I think the Saviors will win this match. I think honestly, because I can't see, I just can't picture Owen or Andy without hair. I really can't. And as I say, obviously, as good as a tag team that they are as well. I think I'm so glad for them that they're actually on OTT now as well, because they are, one of my favorite tag teams right now, and they have been for a while. So to see them on there and they get on the show. It's really good. So hopefully there'll be tag team gold in their future and that. But as for the Los Matadores, again, as I say, big fan favorites since they made their debut not so long ago, and that. And as I say, just as long as they stay part of the OTT, and I hope they stay in OTT. I don't want them going back to to Mexico or back to Spain or anything like that. They need to stay in OTT. Because they are good as well, and I've never seen anyone like them at all on OTT, and I think you'd agree with me that they are one of the best out there as well.
Absolutely, 100%. Foxy.
Yeah, like it's a strange set of circumstances. I can't see the Saviors being bald. More so Andy rather than Owen. Like just because that's a handsome head of hair. Like but Los Mupadores, incredibly talented, like tag team in their own right. Like super entertaining, funny, can fly around. So like I don't know. We could see an upset, or we could just see the Los Mupadores lose their masks. So it's very evenly matched in that regard. But I am delighted that the Saviors finally are appearing on OTT. Hopefully somewhere down the line, yes, maybe Tag Gold is in their future, but getting to the dance is one thing, but actually like proving why you should be at the dance is a different thing. So hopefully the Saviors can start to do that with their first official match in Belfast.
Absolutely, 100%. Elf.
Yeah, it's cool to see the Saviors back in OTT. I know they had an appearance recently enough in the last few months and everything else. The one thing that's going to be really, really sad is like, when Los Matadores like lose the masks, it's going to be like a little bit bittersweet when it turns out it's been fucking Sin Cara and Alberto Del Rio this entire time. Just different frames, but and then they'll really be done. But no, I think this is potentially an absolutely savage match. I like that the Saviors are not losing their hair. Like sorry now, like I'm jealous of that ponytail now. To be quite honest with you, like, do you know what I mean? Like that is not in my future. So yeah, Los Matadores are losing their masks, and I'll be eager to see who's actually underneath the masks and everything like that. Because again, like everyone's been saying, I have never seen anyone with any similar facial features to two lads in Los Matadores ever in my life.
We could have a Kane moment. They could be just extremely ugly.
Just turns out to be Chicken and Kevin the whole time.
That's why they've not been here for a year.
They've been so busy. Like
so busy wrestling on OTT. Dean.
Viva la Mexico. That's all I'm gonna say. Love the Los Matadores. Absolutely love them two lads.
They're brilliant, very good.
Yeah. I don't know much about the Saviors, to be completely honest with you.
That's fine, 100%. Yeah, right.
I love both teams, but as I said, I don't see the two boys to lose their hair, so it can only be one person. They're not going to be can only be one team to win in Belfast.
100%.
They're not going to lose their hair, I don't think.
I'd have to agree. I don't think they are. Like, it's going to be sad when we see the Mupadores lose their mask, and I don't know. We might find out who's underneath the mask, but it's going to be a shock when we do find out.
It's got to be Kane.
It might be Kane. It might be blue Kane and green Kane or something. You never know. Speaking of a match, as I said, we've mentioned matches like this on nearly every match that we talked about. But a match that I think could even steal the weekend, if I'm being brutally honest, and that is Robbie X against a well-deserving man getting this match, and that is Keane Noonan.
Oh, I didn't even see this announced.
Yeah, Joe, we'll go Foxy.
Yeah, like that's, to be honest, that should have the weekend stealer there, because Keane Noonan, he made his debut I want to say last year or the start of and has improved with every appearance that he's done. He's been working a lot of smaller shows like all around Ireland, as well as appearing in Hard Knocks and other places. Improves with every appearance. He's even traveled as well. I think to Germany and Spain and France, I think, over the last year. So, dude is getting better with each appearance we see him, but such a nice guy, like great attitude, just wants to get better. Like, I mean, and then to be put against someone the caliber of Robbie X, like we're in for an absolute treat with that match, regardless like who wins, but still very enjoyable.
100% agree, especially like as you mentioned there, like Noonan's made his debut, I believe, about a year ago. I think myself, Martin, and Emmett were actually at that show, and to see where he's come in his first 12 months has been incredible. And I think the second 12 months, the next 12 months from now on, are going to be even bigger. Ryan.
I think I first seen Kane was a Hard Knocks at the weekend. There might have been a few shows that I missed at OTT. What I can say, he's excellent in the ring. Like to knock off CBL at Hard Knocks today was brilliant. But as again, they'd be flying around the ring. It might be my match of the weekend. Be a spot fest, I think.
100%. Rob.
Yeah, Kane's deserved this match. I mean, he's worked so hard, and that over the past year, and as Foxy said, he is a top lad, and he's one of those ones where you want to see do well, and that everywhere he goes, and I think down in a couple of years' time, and that I think he'll be on the tip of everyone's tongue at the end of each show, and I think he's that good, and the fact that he's got Robbie X for the Sunday show, and that as I say in Belfast, he's really deserved it, and that's going to be hell of a match. Can't wait to see it.
Martin.
It's gonna be a sculpted debut. I can't wait for Noonan to make his debut for OTT. Well deserved, as you said. He's travelled not all around the world, but he's been to places around the world. He's been all around Ireland. We get to see him every time at Hard Knocks, and he is the underdog of Hard Knocks. And I cannot wait to see. Well, I can't wait for fans of OTT to see how good Cian Noonan is.
Emmett.
Well, it's a surprise to me because I didn't see this announced. I'm really looking forward to seeing this. Robbie X is an absolute star and a half. I've already talked in depth a little bit about Robbie X earlier in this episode. But to the talents of Cian Noonan, I can't attest enough. I've seen Cian wrestle, I'd say, about 4 or 5 times in the past calendar year. I think my first time seeing him, like you mentioned, Carmo, was the Contenders show about a year or so ago, a little longer now. I can't remember who he went up against in the day.
I think it might have been Terry Thatcher.
It was Terry Thatcher, actually. It was. Because I remember vividly when he went to do a press at some point and everything, we were looking at the lighting rig just above, and I remember you and I were both oh, please don't hit it, please don't hit it. On the bulbs. But that like Ryan mentioned, that match with CBL over the weekend really showcased fucking phenomenal Cian is and everything like this. Not that it was ever in question. I'm sure one of the things I love about him too is the sculpted gimmick. I'm really hoping he gets to kind of do a little bit more with that over the next calendar year and stuff. But I do think, and this is a strong presumption going into this match, I have a feeling by the end of 2024, and this match will be the starting point of it, that Cian Noonan will be a regular on OTT main cards over the next calendar year. I think this will be the starting point of that, because he's put in a load of graft over the last year. People are going to see firsthand as to why he's on the card, and it's just the work is going to pay for itself, and he's just going to showcase himself more and more over 2024. There's no question in my mind, future OTT regular, and it's going to start with this show.
Absolutely agree. Just before we get to Dean as well, I will say, as I talked about earlier about Danny Cross stepping up now that LJ Cleary's gone, I think Noonan really has the opportunity now to really step up and really take those boots, because there is a gap there and someone needs to fill it. And I think it's a great opportunity for Noonan to step up. Dean.
I'm glad you said it, Carmo. I think Cian has everything that he needs to step up now. And he is going to be a future champion in OTT, whether it be in the next calendar year or the year after. He is so good in ring. that people will be talking about him. We'll see him on the Sunday in Belfast, and we'll be talking about him for the next 5 to 10 years, hopefully, in Irish wrestling, going, this lad was unbelievable, unreal. Look what he's doing now. It was like how we spoke about LJ and how we spoke about Danny and things like that. Keane has that in him. So hopefully come Sunday we see that.
Fingers crossed, absolutely. We're going to move on to the last match now that has been announced for Belfast. And that is Scotty Davis and O'Mari against Kenta and Trent Seven. We're going to go back to O'Mari's biggest fan, Dean.
I didn't know that got announced. Shit, that's a big match. Such different styles as well. And then Scotty and Kenta, O'Mari and Trent Seven, who faced each other before. I don't know. Look, all O'Mari hate, jokingly or whatever, this could really be a standout match from him, as he's had so many over the past year. You go back to his 3 days anniversary last year, where he defended the title over 3 nights. Could he possibly go 3-0 this weekend? Like,
Very
that's
possible.
yeah. And then you've Scotty and Kenta, which is just a match made in heaven. Just let them beat the piss out of each other, Foxy. Don't get involved now. Just let them beat the piss out of each other.
Just let him go ahead.
Yeah.
Believe me, I'll try and stay away from that. Fuck that. I don't want none of that.
It's a match that you wouldn't mind seeing either of them go up against in a singles match and then throw it all in the tag match. It just makes it excellent. Rob.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting because obviously you've got O'Mari and Scotty Davis on one side, and then you've got obviously one, let's say, part of 0121, the whole sort of Birmingham Wolves sort of contingent there with Trent Seven teaming up with Kenta and that, as well, sort of thing. So it's going to be one hell of a tag team match. Really looking forward to see it in person and that. If I'm honest, depending on obviously what other matches are going to be announced, I think that could be one of the matches of the night, if I'm honest. And that, but as I say, obviously we've no idea what other matches are going to be announced for it. But again, that one's going to be, it's just going to be a slobber fest.
Absolutely. Emmett.
I think we're actually getting like the best of both worlds, right? Like, because Scotty and Kenta one-on-one would be a dream match, like, do you know what I mean? But the fact that you have like O'Mari in there as well and Trent Seven and everything like this, like, rather than having like, either or type of matchup, like you have 4 variables here and everything like this, and that's always a lot of fun and everything like this. I could see Kenta and Trent taking the win in this one to keep everyone happy. Like, I don't think it's going to main event or anything like that. I think, again, whatever happens with the world title and everything to be confirmed and everything like that. But I don't know. Like Dean mentioned, I'd love to see like O'Mari have like, the 3-0 over this weekend and everything like that. Take the win, Wolverhampton, walk out with Scotty, like both of them holding the GN title, walking out of the National Stadium. And then if they got this, because O'Mari in Ring Rise has had a great year, but he needs to start racking back up those wins again in OTT and everything like this. I feel that, like, obviously with the world title loss at Scrapper Mania, he lost a little bit of momentum and everything like this. Since the heel turn and everything is, I've been loving O'Mari as a heel. Oh my God, the match against the Swords of Essex with him and Scotty was phenomenal. It was really, really good. This match has more than the potential to match the quality of that, if not like be even better and everything like this. But like that, I would like to see O'Mari kind of have the clean sweep over the weekend, take his pride of place back on the top of OTT again, and coming towards the end of the year into early next year again, have O'Mari in that main event position again, like, you know what I mean? Because he obviously is main event WrestleMania only a month or so ago, like, you know what I mean? But I do think he in particular needs that momentum again and everything like this. And hopefully this match is kind of like the start of that little kind of shove in that direction for him again, like.
Absolutely. Martin.
I mean, you guys literally said everything. Like, you guys have said everything about this match. But like, who do I see winning? I agree with him. I think I feel like O'Mari and Scotty would just have that extra edge on them to get the job done. So it's my pick.
We're going to finish it up on Foxy.
Jesus. No, like that. It's tough to add on to that because, like, you have said it all with that match. 4 variables, 4 completely different backgrounds, 4 very different styles of wrestling as well. Like Kenta and Scotty alone would be a hell of a match. Like Scotty and Trent, that'd be a hell of a match. Omari and Trent is a hell of a match. Omari and Kenta is a hell of a match. Like any combination of these four, like is a marquee kind of match for a show. For this, I kind of see it being like Omari and Scotty winning it, to be honest, because two lads together has shown that they are a force to be reckoned with. And that's not to say that like Kenta and Trent are slouches. By no means, no. Trent has shown that he can definitely like hang with the biggest names out there, is putting on fantastic matches. Kenta is like known worldwide for like knocking people out. Like also an active Bullet Club member as well. So there could be fireworks at this match. No, but again, like we have repeated ourselves a bit, but like the entire weekend overall is the people that win the most is the fans. Like that's who wins, because these are all top notch and top quality matches that are being announced, and rightfully so. Like it's very fitting for the 9th year anniversary that we get that we were so lucky to get cards this stacked. So that's all I have to say about that. Like,
no, absolutely, 100%. And that is the Belfast card as stuff announced. October 29th, I believe it is. I don't know about NAV, but going through these matches and stuff like that, it's got me really, really excited now for the weekend.
Yep.
Really, really excited. I cannot wait. I am going to give Martin, I believe you have a few fan questions, and I'm going to get to you in a second. I'm going to get you in 1 second. Dean and Ryan. Dean, you are going to 4 shows. Ryan, you are going to 3 shows. I believe you are doing a bit of content while you are at these shows.
Yeah.
Can you give me 2 or 3 minutes and just tell us all about what you're going to be doing?
So we're going to be doing vlogs from Friday onwards, from Wolves, Dublin, Belfast. I'll be doing one in Wexford, and then we have Milan also with Ryan. So that's a main bunch of content. We're also going to try do small couple of interviews if we can with people at the shows, like in Wolves. A lot of lads standing around the desks and stuff. So hopefully, might even try to get Foxy there, you know. And that's the plan anyway at the moment. And then we also have a couple of other things that we're not going to spoil just yet. But a couple of things in the works that will be unveiled next Saturday.
And I know we talked about this on the last show that you were on there, Dean, which I think was last week or 2 weeks ago. Where can they find all this content?
On the 5Marks podcast.
Absolutely perfect. And just in case anyone is wondering, I don't even know what they have planned. So, like, this is a surprise for me as well. Like, I don't know if Martin knows.
I think so.
Okay.
in other words, he's been told.
I've been told. I've been told bits and pieces, but they could have added to the bits and pieces. So,
or changed it completely.
I changed it completely.
All Foxy, because Martin knows now. He's a blabbermouth.
It actually turns out that Dean isn't going to any of the shows.
No,
that's
the big swerve.
No.
Here's the footage. It's just him watching it from his TV.
Martin, I'm going to throw it over to you there, and I believe you do have a fan question.
So yeah, I have one fan question I want to bring into this episode because it's really fitting. It's from when I completely forgot to do the fan Q&A 2 weeks ago. And it's, you could have one swerve happen at the 9th anniversary show. What is that swerve?
Oh,
I'll kick things
That's
off
tough
because
one.
I've said this swerve for ages. It's the end of the tag match. Grizzled Young Veterans, the draw. Charlie and Sam do their stare down. See you tomorrow. Happy days. Charlie walks out. Sam shows off to the crowd. Bam! Grizzled Young Veterans attack. Charlie turns around, goes, what the fuck? Runs to the ring, clears them out, challenges them, come on, come fucking fight me. Bam! Briefcase into Sam. Hands it over to some referee, I'm not sure which referee. Hands it to a referee and says, cash it in. Charlie walks out the champ. That's my swerve.
Interesting.
Hmm,
Interesting.
okay.
Do you know what? I'll go after you because I've just kind of thought of this one there, and I think it might be cool as well. I agree with you up till the Charlie turn. I don't necessarily. I'm not with you on the cash in, but Jay comes out, helps try to help Sammy, gets beaten up. Be Cool comes out, tries to help Sammy, turns on Sammy and turns heel. Be Cool, heel, um, is my pick.
Hmm,
Interesting.
yeah. Very indeed. Very indeed.
Rob, go on, Rob.
Uh, to be honest, my biggest swerve for the night anniversary now it would be actually in the ladder match for the women's championship. So you would have the two women at the top of the belt or top of the ladder going for the belt, and you would have none other than someone we haven't seen for a while, Raven Creed. Raven Creed
Oh, good
push the
shout.
two of them off the ladder
Mm.
and hand the belt to Martina as if Martina's won it. So she stays in OTT and says to Martina, I want to challenge you for the belt.
Mm.
That's a great
Interesting.
idea. Yeah, it's a great idea.
It is.
She's
Yeah,
still
I
owed a
like that.
match. She's still owed a
Yep.
title match from Road to Scrap. Road to Night Year, wasn't it? Sorry, Road to
Road to
Scrapper.
Scrapper.
Road to Scrapper. She's
Scrapper.
still owed a title match.
Yeah, 100%. Ryan, go on.
I was thinking the swerve again. I that towards the end of the tag match, that Charlie cashes in.
Yeah,
It now in what kind of context I don't know. Like he'll obviously have to turn on Sam, but if he gets help or not by anybody, who knows?
yeah, fair one.
I mean, it
Yeah,
might happen, it might not happen.
it seems to be the most likely one, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Dean,
I'm hoping we get a Rapture reunion, to be completely honest
Yeah.
with you. At the end, not even Charlie cashing in. You could have Charlie and Sam in Belfast and build up to it for the next day so that people will actually go to Belfast. Like that would make people want to go to Belfast more after being in Dublin. They'd be like, shit, we need to buy Belfast tickets now.
Mm.
And having a Rapture reunion, it's just that. I think that's going to be the swerve. I think Shah comes out and you have Charlie, Zach.
Mm. That would be a good setup for a 6-person tag team match in Belfast, the Kings of the North against the Rapture.
Yeah.
That's
Look
good.
at that. Adam's back. So 6-man tag with the draw versus the Rapture.
Oh, yeah.
interesting. Yeah, Emmett.
One of two. So I think, and it'll be very, very short and sweet. So either I think Charlie will make the mistake of bringing the briefcase to the ring for the tag match in the National Stadium, but I don't think he's going to swerve and cash in on Sammy. I think what's going to happen is, like I mentioned earlier, where is Damien Corbin? I think that the Kings of the North will make a surprise return to the National Stadium, and I think that the Grizzly Young Veterans draw will kick the shit out of each other. Whoever wins. Kings of the North come out, level both lads when they're at both teams and they're absolutely exhausted. Corbin walks away with the briefcase, either cashes in there and then, even though the briefcase isn't his, or the next day in Belfast, we still run Sammy versus Charlie for the title. Whether Corbin cashes in and makes it a three-way, we can wait and see, or after the match, he levels whoever walks away with the OTT champion, walks out of Belfast OTT World Heavyweight Champion. Because why do you do everything that's been happening with Damien Corbin over the last few months and just not put him on the National Stadium card or any of these cards for that matter? So
Well, Damo's still lurking for that rematch. Or not even rematch, for that match.
it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Foxy.
Biggest swerve. I win all the belts.
Yes,
The real
Yes.
MVP,
we all win.
the real MVP of Irish wrestling is Foxy. He's the referee and he also wins the belts.
He's gonna take LJ's entire gimmick.
Do you know what's actually funny? Do you know what kind of a pop you would get if you did actually just somehow win all the belts? Everyone would love it.
If I won a belt, would be a fucking like a miracle, let alone all of them. So
Hey, you know the ladder rules. First person to retrieve the belts, just run on up there.
okay, I give you another swerve, and this makes sense to me anyway. So ladder match, Both girls climbing, reaching for the belt. Anita Vaughn slides in, pushes ladder, climbs ladder, grabs belts.
Interesting.
What happens there?
Yeah.
Continues
Very
storyline,
interesting.
but now it's a three-way tie, like for them, because now you have a new player in the mix.
Mm.
Bring
There
it all
you
the way
go.
up
You
to
can still
Scarborough.
run it back.
Is the main she's
I
a
like that.
face then? Or she's
Don't
still
know.
a heel?
Don't know.
Only time will tell.
Exactly. You can go so many different avenues with that.
I like
So-
that. I like that a lot.
And it keeps people guessing and talking about it. It's like, what's going to happen? What's going on with this? Where, like, is she champion? Is she not? Like, who's?
Mhm.
There you go. That's
More
That
people
allows
talking
you-
about it. Yeah.
allows you the freedom.
Hmm.
So
Love it.
yeah, that'd be my swerve. There you go.
Absolutely. Martin, have we anything else to talk about? Yes, mine was Be Cool turning heel.
You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Foxman2390. I Twitch wrestling watch-alongs as well as a few gaming playthroughs. I also am part of a YouTube channel, which is Nerds Are Us, where we do many different shows, like including podcasts, video, film watch-alongs, TV show like reviews, as well as movie reviews, and a wrestling RPG as well. That's been going for Jesus, far too long. But again, there's lots of other good content as well, both wrestling and non-wrestling related, which I'd like to get people looking at and just let us know what you think about it, because we don't know if we're doing a good job unless people actually comment on the stuff. But yeah, they'd be my biggest plugs to give you.
We'll
And
leave a link
merch.
down. We'll leave a link down below as well for both. If people are looking to find them.
Now, on the recording side, I realized I had my mic muted, so they completely heard nothing of what I said. But yeah, we got new content coming. We got this, that, the other. MS Retro Roberts coming back. Follow us on all our socials, 5Marks Pod, 5Marks Podcast, everywhere else. I forgot to unmute myself on that side.
Wait. We still have merch. And we need to sell
Here,
it.
Emmett.
All the merch. Buy all the merch right now.
Yes, thank you.
Here,
Look at that.
Emmett, you got it. You got about 30 seconds. Martin normally lets me do it. Plug the merch. Please do it now.
Well, for the low price of €20 and $5 if you're having to get shipping, you can buy a beautiful, one-of-a-kind 5Marks Pro Wrestling Podcast t-shirt, available whether you meet us in person or DMing us online. We have no store to set up yet, but DM either of the three of us and you can have yours for the low price, 20 quid, plus shipping if you're getting it shipped. But you can meet us at a show, as we're at most shows, and you can get it without shipping as well. And Martin's going to kiss you on the forehead for supporting the podcast.
He give you the flu.
That's it.
I'll give you the flu. like Emmett did to me. We just passed it on.
So you get more than you bargain for. That's for sure. Here's your t-shirt and sickness. Enjoy.
It's like, you know, The Simpsons when they open up the box and that virus just comes out of them out of nowhere.
Please don't tell my supervisor I'm not well. Good Lord.
Carol, it is back to you.
Yeah, look, we're going to finish off this episode, and I want to thank Rob for joining us again. I want to thank Ryan for joining us again. I want to thank Dean for joining us again, and a very special thank you to Foxy for coming on again to talk about the OTT 9th-year anniversary. As if you haven't heard it about 40 times, as we've talked about it, October 27th in Wolves, October 28th in Dublin, October 29th in Belfast, October 30th in Wexford, and I believe November 5th from
Fourth.
Milan.
Fourth.
So if you haven't got your tickets, get your tickets now. But yeah, again, lads, thank you all for joining us, and I can't wait to see you all on this weekend. Now, it's normally my job to completely exit this episode, but I'm going to hand it out to whoever wants it. Anyone at all. Foxy, I see you looking for. Go on.
Isn't he? Look at holding that jacket like that. Right, proper presenter now. Just, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening.
Go on, Foxy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are the 5Marks podcast, and we are ding, done.
Yeah.